Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I need to make a disclosure before I ask my questions. My congressional district in Texas, if it were a state, at one time would have been the 5th largest energy producing state in the country. I have producing oil wells, producing natural gas wells. I have producing coal mines. I have coal-fired power plants. I have gas-fired power plants. I have oil pipelines. I have natural gas pipelines. I have water pipelines existing, they're in use, and some that are not in use but are still underground. I have big pipelines and little pipelines. So I think I know a little bit about this subject. I have listened with interest to the gentlelady from the State Department's explanation, and I will say that she puts the best face possible on a terrible decision that her department has made. One of the things that you just said, Madam Secretary, was that there were socioeconomic factors that had to be considered. Where is that in the law, especially the State Department? Socioeconomic factors.
Congressman,
No, is it in the law? I don't need a long dodge answer. Is there a statute under law that says the State Department has to consider socioeconomic factors? Yes or no?
It's in the executive order.
Oh, it's in the executive order. That's not a law.
It's in NEPA as well, sir.
I see. Well, I'd like you to provide it if that's the case. Is it a socioeconomic factor that a project might bring thousands of high-paying jobs to a region? Socioeconomic factor?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is it a socioeconomic factor that a project might bring much-needed energy to the mid-continent and the lower southwest and southeastern states? Is that a socioeconomic factor?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And were those considered?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The decision at this time was not based on those factors.
So is that those socioeconomic factors might be the reason that until the radical environmentalists begin to protest and petition against it, that when the Secretary of State was asked out in California the status of the application, she indicated that she was inclined, or the State Department inclined, to approve it. Is that a fair statement?
We were considering all of those factors that you mentioned, Congressman, but we were unable to complete that analysis because of the deadline that was put forward.
What is the statutory deadline in the law for consideration? Isn't it 180 days after receipt of the application?
I'm not sure, sir.
Okay. I know it's not 4 years. Okay. I think it's I'm not going to swear it's 180 days, but I think it is 180 days.
My understanding is that in previous cases where we have reviewed pipelines, it has taken 2 years or so. So I don't know what the statutory timeline is.
Okay. Well, there are 3 phases of a pipeline. You have the construction phase, you have the operation phase, and unfortunately, on occasion, you can have a catastrophic accident once it's in operation. Were there concerns about the construction of the pipeline? What I'm trying to get at is the primary concern of the State Department. Is it an operation phase concern, or is it a concern about some sort of a catastrophic event that would spill oil out into the environment?
Our concern at this point, sir, was that we did not have time to do the analysis. All of the dimensions of the issue that you're talking about, we had been studying. Certainly the spills, certainly the issues around construction and operation, but the reason the decision was taken was because we did not have the time.
Well, we fought and won World War II in less time than it's taken so far to evaluate this project. I mean, with all due respect, it is an insult to the American people to say that you need more time. There are 10 other agencies that reviewed this project, and I may correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that the Corps of Engineers approved it, the Department of Agriculture approved it, the Energy Department approved it, the Department of Interior approved it, the Department of Transportation approved it, the Environmental Protection Agency, believe it or not, approved it, the Defense Department approved it, the Justice Department approved it, the Homeland Security Department approved it, and the Department of Commerce approved it. Only the State Department, which I believe by law is required to look at the international implications since it's trans-Canada, only the State Department did not approve it.
Gentleman's
With
time has
that,
expired.
I yield back, Mr. Chairman.